Okay, so I have this on Blue Sky. I posted initially, but I think as I think about it, I'll open it up to just not being just a Blue Sky thing. But this idea of like, you followed me on social media, why? And I'm trying to figure that out and find out from people why. For no other reason than it's just silly and kind of fun. And obviously nobody has to do it if they don't want to. So it's not like a required thing in order to follow me. I'm not that important. So to start with, I did it on Blue Sky as opposed to just kind of half joking, half serious, saying, hey. So now I've got 10 responses. I won't show them to you because I don't want to reveal people's personal information, email addresses, etc. But basically just asking for their username, name that should call them, email address, what level of interest they have, do they have a microphone, what days of the week work best to record, any other information that they want to pass along, basically. With the idea being we'll just have a 20 to 30 minute conversation about why, and then we'll turn that into a podcast. And I thought maybe I'd do it as a 10 episodes per season thing. And by the way, if you're out there in YouTube land, feel free to throw a comment. I don't know that I should just check my own comments, make sure it's actually working. Hello world. Oh yeah. There we go. Hello world. That's working. So I thought I would start with basically I have a Transistor.fm account, and with that, because of their cool pricing model, basically you can just set up as many podcasts as you want, and it kind of depends on how many. Transistor.fm/pricing. Can I get there when I'm logged in? Yeah. Basically, you can have unlimited podcasts, limited teams, collaborators. This is not a sponsored thing for Transistor, but just they're by far my favorite podcast hosting platform to use, like on the user interface side. Bar none, better than anybody else I use, and I use a lot with my clients. But again, this is not an ad for Transistor, but basically you just pay if you get lots of downloads. So even at the $19 a month plan, if you split that with some friends who all want to do podcasts, you can they now have a podcast networks feature, and basically you can have as many podcasts as you want. So that's why it kind of makes it a fun way an easy way and a fun way to have just ideas for podcasts and just try them out. Because worst thing that happens is nobody listens, but you don't pay anything more. And you don't have to debate whether is it worth it to pay another whatever per month for podcast hosting somewhere. Anyways, I love talking to nobody. I used to have I do have a viewer thing. Anyway, so on Transistor now, all I've done is basically add a new podcast that says, I put the title in, you followed me on social media, why, and microphone issues. And then now I can flesh out what this might look like in terms of what the show is and setting up the show, basically. So the description here is kind of what shows up if you go to Apple Podcasts, and I don't know what I want to show here. Oh, I'm an idiot. Podcast.apple.com. Let's say Conversations with My Night Brain. That's an interesting show idea someone should do. Oh, look. Hey, thanks. Sorry, I don't have YouTube paid. Anyways, the description goes in here. That's the paragraph that people see. And so, oops, let's close that window. I lost my dashboard. So that goes in there. That's your description. And then you need some artwork. And so for the purposes of this, let's just do a quick little Canva thing. You could obviously get a very professionally designed version, from professionals. But the most important part is you just need a, let's just start with their, oh, it's probably like, I need it to be a square image. Podcast cover art for a show named Why Do You Follow Me? With, which we have, text prominently displayed. What the? Answood? A podcast. Why'd you follow me? With too many. I kind of like that one. I'll just go with this. Edit it quickly a little bit. I don't normally condone using AI garbage for artwork, but just because I'm in a hurry and actually, I don't love it, but we'll just download it for now. What are they at? 12. Normally you want it to be like 3000 pixels by 3000 pixels square, but for the purposes of this, because it's quickly, just no thanks. So let's go grab that. So there you go. And you can decide right in here in Transistor settings for your podcast, whether you want it to episodic, where it's just, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up on you go, or whether it's a serial thing where you like have not seasons, but like a storyline that you want to present. And so that's what the serial style podcast is. Obviously you can have explicit or not. I'm just going to leave it on so that I don't have to worry about editing those out if I don't want to. There's an email address, etc. So we're going to save that. All of this stuff is, oh, I peeked there again. All of this stuff is stuff you don't have to put in there other than obviously having an author, and a name and a description. But you can customize this later. You can customize it right now before your show is live. You can change it later as well. It's not locked in stone. There's nothing here, I don't think, that's really locked. You kind of want to have a forethought as to whether you're just doing episodes or if there's a serialized version of it that you want to do ahead of time. But otherwise, it can also be changed later. So the rest of this is fairly simple stuff that we'll figure out later as far as social media promotion and things like that. Analytics is basically, do you have a service that you use for tracking analytics for your podcast? And you can tack those on. I personally like just enabling open podcast prefix for everything. It's basically an open source project to track podcast listening and in a public way. And I kind of like that idea of it being more open and transparent instead of hidden. And so that's why I do that. But these are all services you can pay for or have free plans that you can pay for. Professional plans, especially if you're doing it for business or whatever where you want. Need to track downloads and things. I am running out of time because I'm going to have to go pick up some folks from their educational institutions. Transistor does a nice job of having a website for your podcast, which is very important. Even if you don't ever visit websites for podcasts, it's still a good idea to have one. You followed me, let's say. A few basic templates. I'll start with that. And all of this can be set up later as well. Nothing that I'm going to do right away, other than I'm a big stickler for episode links being based on the episode number. So episode 1 is /1/2, etc. as you go up. And also enabling the Apple Podcast smart banner so that if someone visits on the web, they can right away, they'll get a prompt for opening an Apple Podcast if they use that. I'll save that for now. And you can add links to external pages, and yeah, we can set up a custom domain if we want to down the road. Probably will do that if this is something I want to keep doing. All of the distribution stuff, as far as, yeah, we can't do that until I have an episode to distribute, so that's not going to be available yet. And I don't have an episode yet because I haven't done any conversations with people. But what I think I might do is I'm going to record some conversations with some of the people. I need to send out an email starting to book that with people, but I will probably do, once I have a few of those recorded, I'll probably do a trailer for the podcast. It's a good idea to have a trailer, just so that people can listen to an idea of, just like this here. I'm just going to turn off the... Hello and welcome back to Conversations with My Night Brain. I'm your host, Chris Enns. In this episode, I've got a special guest with me in the studio, Monica. Monica, welcome to Conversations with My Night Brain.
Hi, Chris. It's great to be here. I'm really looking forward to our conversation today.
Yeah, it's great to have you here as my first guest on Conversations with My Night Brain. What I'd like to do before we get into it is just hear a little bit. So in case you can't tell, it's a bot, and I just used that to create a trailer for an idea for a podcast that I haven't finished either. So that's why this one has great hope for this one. I've got great hope for this one. So anyways, all that to say is, like, outside of the recording of a podcast, obviously, that is like as much as you need to do. So like I could hit record, have an audio file that I upload, publish an episode, and then Transistor takes care of, once we do that in here, I'll show that maybe in the next episode of this, of the live stream I do, where we actually have some audio and an episode to work with. But once I do that, then I can actually distribute it to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc., all the places that people might get podcasts. And then Transistor just takes care of that for free. I mean, part of my account. So I don't have to worry about trying to update Apple Podcasts every time I have a new episode, Spotify, etc. It's just one place. Transistor, or any podcast host for that matter, more or less, would take care of it all for you. So people often get it really confused and think it's really a lot of work to set up a podcast. But if you have a decent enough podcast host, so in this case, Transistor, they take care of everything. Once you have the settings, like you know your name, your description, your artwork, set some of this stuff up as far as categories and language and things like that, then the distribution is set it once and forget it, and then it's done. And from then on, every time you add a new episode, it just automatically goes out to everybody. So I think I can stop there and just call it done at this basic level. I don't know if anybody actually tuned in. That's fine if they didn't. I'm going to try and resave this for a standalone video and maybe make it into a quick series on how easy it is to actually put a podcast out into the world. Hopefully someday I can figure out how not to have this as my video feed. Anyways, if you're out there in YouTube land or wherever, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.